fifth grade, sorry. This is the lesson that goes along with Hole's Journal Prompt 1 after Chapter 1. This is the worksheet it goes with. Okay, so it says Camp Green Lake sounds like an awful place. Think of an awful place that you have visited, a city, a park, a store, maybe someone's house. Describe why you would never want to go back there again. So, as you write this, remember in your topic sentence, you should mention the place that you have visited and something about it being awful. Then in your body, you should describe it. So I need adjectives, I need transitions that say, then it was like this, and a week later it was like that, or therefore the feeling you had was this. Okay? You have those strips of transition words in your binders. You can take those out and use them. Then it says, describe why you would never want to go back to that place. So that should definitely be your concluding sentence, okay? You describe the place, you say it was awful, you go through, you describe it in more detail, and then you wrap it up by saying, I never want to go there again. Never. Okay? So, that being said, you saw the prompt there. Let's see if my phone doesn't fall over. Hopefully my phone doesn't fall. Okay, so from your Coles book, right? Okay, it says there's no lake at Camp Green Lake. That's a dichotomy. That means you say something that's not really true. That's kind of weird, right? There once was a very large lake here, the largest lake in Texas. That was over 100 years ago. Now it's just a dry, flat wasteland. Notice dry, flat, wasteland. Okay, good adjectives. There used to be a town of Green Lake as well. Used to be, that's a transition. You're saying from what it was in the past, which they mentioned 100 years ago, to what it is now. The town people shriveled and dried up along with the lake and the people who live there. During the summer, the daytime temperature hovers around 95 degrees in the shade. That is another contrast, right? In the shade, we normally think it's going to be cooler. But no, it was hot even in the shade there. If you can find any shade. Wow, that added power to our contrast. There's not much shade in a big, dry lake. Okay, so I'm going to stop reading there because I know Mr. Moran already read it to you. But I wanted to point out some of those juicy details that we want, right, in this paragraph. So I also wanted to bring up a way to start your descriptive paragraph would be to even use a vocabulary map. So you can start out in the middle. This is about a typhoon, but you could start out and say a horrible place, a terrible place. Then you see up here on the top, there's a definition. Write some defining words. See, it's simple. Just a couple bullet points, right? Or a bullet point with other supporting ideas below it. Then you go down and it says personal connection. Well, that's actually your kind of fourth thing down there. Why you would never want to go back to that place that you're describing as being awful ever again. There's also a point where you could draw a picture. So since you're describing a place, it's easy to draw a picture of. Leave some main details, you can leave finite details out, but you can draw even just a sketch of the place so it jogs your memory as to what you want to describe. And then over here, we have meaningful sentence. So this meaningful sentence about the typhoon is the houses, trees, and beaches were damaged by the pounding waves, horrible winds, and flooding rain of the typhoon. Note that they didn't just say waves, winds, and rain. They added powerful adjectives in there saying pounding waves, horrible winds, and flooding rain. Those adjectives are what makes your writing powerful, right? They give it more meaning, they give it more depth, okay? They paint a picture in your mind, and that's what you want to do. So, using a vocabulary map is one strategy. I'm not saying you have to use it. I'm saying it's one strategy along with some of the others that you've already learned that might help you with this one, okay? So, again, that is what it looks like. It's pretty easy to do up by hand, too. Just that kind of diamond in the middle with 4 lines off of it, 4 quadrants. And then you just kind of do kind of a little outline map there. Okay, so that's a good possibility. Also, I wanted to show you another way to make your writing, descriptive writing, rich. And that is with sentence variety. Okay, so we've talked about this before. You can have an action verb sentence. Okay, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart wrote many wonderful and different pieces of music. Okay, he didn't do them. Do is kind of a weak verb. But he wrote, really, we can imagine that. We can see him writing, right? So that's action verb sentences. Number 2, where or when plus what's happening sentences. At the World's Fair in 1904. Where? At the World's Fair. When? 1904. Scott Joplin entertained the crowds with his popular ragtime music. So we also got a person and what he was doing, right? Number or power statements. My family listens to 2 kinds of music when we travel in the car. How do they do that? Do they do it every half hour? Do they switch it out? You get to choose, then I get to choose, then mom gets to choose, then dad gets to choose. Okay, we don't know, but we know that they listen to 2 different kinds. So that 2 gives us a powerful number. We can imagine it. 4, we can use conjunctions. Okay, you've seen these before. They are, one starts with A. What conjunction is that? And. Another starts with B. When we're saying something that's contrasting, we use but. There's also so. So gives an explanation, right? Or. We're giving choices. We're saying it could be this or it could be that. So try and use those conjunctions in some of your sentences. Number 5, occasion or position sentences. Statements. So, when the symphony orchestra played at our school assembly, I thought that it might be fun to try many of the percussion instruments. So, it's an occasion. What was the occasion? It was when the symphony orchestra played at our school assembly. And what was the position? What did you think? What was happening in your mind in that moment? That also makes it personal. Compare and contrast sentences. We've seen this before from at least 4th grade. At least from 4th grade. The flute and the piccolo are both long, thin, woodwind instruments, but they have 2 important differences. So we're telling you how they're similar, but we're also telling you how they're different. So if you were describing your place that you never want to go back to, you could even say, how is it similar to was it Camp Green Lake? And also how it's different, right? So that's another good possibility. And then we have a question and statement sentences. Have you thought about joining our school band? You should. It could help improve your math and reading skills. Okay. So in our case, would you ever like to go to a pizzeria with dirty floors and just a fork on the table and where the glasses look grimy? I don't know. I'm just pulling that out of the top of my hat. No, I wouldn't either. So I asked a question and I'm giving you the answer. No, I wouldn't either. I would much rather go to a sparkling clean place where everything looks like it's in order and I feel like I'm eating healthy food. Okay? So those are just some ideas for you to work with as you write your descriptive paragraph. Start out by brainstorming. Think of some places you've been that you really didn't like. I mean, it could be some place in nature, it could be a restaurant, it could be, like I said, a friend's house or a relative's house, or someplace in another state that seemed very different from your own reality. So, those are some possibilities for you to get started with. Um, Good luck. Remember, you start like when we did the color coded pages with a green introductory sentence. Grab my attention. Tell me what you're going to tell me and kind of answer the prompt, right? Start answering the prompt. Then you have at least 3 sentences. That would be your yellow slips of paper that give me the body. Give me 3 interesting points about this place that you would never want to go back to. 1, 2, 3. Beef them up with some adjectives, with your power numbers, with conjunctions, and, but, or so, with comparing and contrasting. That's where you want to bring those in, is in your body. And then your last one, remember, was on the red slip. That was your conclusion. So wrap it up again. Tell me where this place is or the name of it. Tell me that you never want to go back there. And then you can even ask me a question now. Don't you agree with me? Or I hope you never have to go to a place that's like this, right? Wrap it up. Like we said about the end, wrap it up in a big red bow like a Christmas present, okay? You just wrap it up, tie it together, and that's the ending, right? That's our conclusion. So, best of luck 5th grade writing this prompt, and I hope to give you another video for the prompt on number 2. And I wish you the best of luck. Stay safe and be well. Ciao, ciao for now.